I'll be recording this video with a tank top because I don't want to give myself a fucking heat stroke wearing that shit. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about self-improvement and why is it so hard? Well, let's tackle the subject of self-improvement in the first place. What is self-improvement? Well, self-improvement is when someone tries to better themselves in multitude of ways, either be physically, mentally, socially, economically, maybe in career, doesn't matter. Now, the concept of improvement requires many things, like first of all, hard work. Most of us are not probably willing to put in the work. There's a reason why, certain people get somewhere in life and certain people just, work in McDonald's. The reason for self-improvement's struggle is basically the first obstacle that comes into my mind is change. Now, when you're improving yourself, you have to make changes about yourself on a larger scale, like uncomfortable level changes. For example, when you're improving yourself, you have to make a lot of changes about yourself that would be pretty uncomfortable on a personal level. For example, when I'm telling stories, I always go off the rail. So I have to constantly keep in my head that I should be focusing on a singular point about what I'm talking about. And well, even though I like telling stories and shit, when you haven't done a lot, if you're young, for example, like if you're a teenager, for example, like a lot of people think that teenagers are like severely depressed, like they so should be. No, I mean there are some like that, but that doesn't define all teenagers. Like the fact that I have to say this kind of pisses me off, but most of the time, in reality, like why teenagers are like so lacking in confidence, maybe, or I don't know, like they're just second guessing a lot of stuff, is because they're not taught how to tackle that fear of unknown. And when you learn how to tackle that fear of unknown, that's basically the first step you are going to take in the road of self-improvement. Now, what keeps people from taking that first step? Well, like we just talked about, it's the fear of unknown. But how do you overcome that? Well, the way to overcome the fear of unknown is, what I would say is like, now I'm going to give two examples for two different reasons, because two different reasons have two different kinds of effects, and depending on what kind of a person you are, it'll either can be more effective or efficient for you. So my first tip for it would be learning a new language. Yeah, that is, just go out. If you're a weeb, go learn Japanese. If you really like those Spanish shows, go learn Spanish. Like, just learning a new language, because learning a new language, it's not that you just learned how to communicate with a good chunk of the world, depending on which language you learned, but it is scientifically proven that learning new languages forces you to have new perspectives, broadens your perspective, and that new perspective helps you a lot when it comes to foreseeing certain events. Like, it helps you have a better insight, because you have now that you learned another language, a new language, now you have another way of perceiving reality in general. That's the reason why bilingual people are, I don't know if you notice this, but people who are bilingual, they're usually very pleasant to hang around. Of course, there are some exceptions. Or what you can do is basically go out and, like, if you can, of course, like, go out and try to have as many different experiences as you can, because the first example was obviously for people like myself who who just don't like going out in general. The second one is like for those people who are more of an extrovert in general. So like if you're like afraid of change and you wanna be able to tackle it better, well, what you can do is just go out and have as many different experiences as you can, because different experiences also gives you different perspectives. Like, it doesn't hurt you to do both, by the way. You can try both, obviously, but yeah, having different experiences in multiple variations, it's also going to broaden your perspective in life. Like, it's going to give you another view that you would think that you would never have. Okay, now that we established, what is the like main roadblock on the way of self-improvement, how do we overcome that fear? Well, it's not actually like overcoming it, because it's fear. And it's not like a fear of one particular thing, it's change. It's not the change itself you're afraid of, it's like the variations, like the differences it's going to make in your life that you're scared of, because you don't know what kind of effects it will have on you. So how do you overcome the fear that comes with change on your way to self-improvement? Well, first of all, what you gotta keep in mind is that when you're changing yourself, you're not getting rid of yourself. Because I've seen many people think this way, like when they open up to me, and they think that once they change, they're not going to be the same person. To that I say, well, you're technically not wrong. Because here's the thing, when you're changing yourself, it's like going down, it's like going up a scale, right? Like you come this way, now you're stuck here because you plateau, like you don't know how to improve yourself above here. Now first, the thing you gotta do is that when you're going to overcome change, first off, you gotta accept the fact that the change is going to happen. And once you manage to accept it, what's going to happen is that you're going to bring yourself down, because now that you are dealing with different things, you don't. It's kind of like this: when you're like the smart kid in your class and you get good grades without even studying, and then you go to university and now you're in a complete shock because everyone knows how to study except you, because you never had to do it. Now think of it like that. Keep that example in mind. Now that you come to university, you're here. You don't know how to study though. You gotta relearn it. So what happens is that you bring yourself down here, but then you again work your way up. Now here's the thing. The progress you made in the first step, it's not lost. What you're doing is reconstructing yourself to be better than your previous self. So when you're repeating this process over and over and over and over again until the point where you're satisfied, after a while you kind of just accept change as it is, because it doesn't scare you anymore. So yeah, I guess we can end it on that note. Write in the comments if I missed anything, give your opinions on me, because I like. Now that we established that why change scares us and other stuff early in the video, it's okay. I want to end this video on the note that being scared, it's okay. It is a basic human instinct. It's the reason the human species is still alive. The instinct of fear. It is okay. It's just that it's up to you that what kind of a progress you want to make in life, that you are inevitably going to face that fear. Either be change, either be adapting, either be moving. It doesn't matter. It's okay. It's okay for anyone to be scared of anything. What I'm trying to say is that people who make it, people who are satisfied with themselves, are those who are not exactly afraid of people who are not afraid of. Here's the thing, when you see someone who's not afraid of anything, that's a fucking lie. Everybody has something that they're afraid of, unless they're some sort of sociopath, but besides the point. It's okay to be scared of change. Everyone is afraid of something, and most people are afraid of change in the first place. So what do? Well, to be honest, it depends on you again. I'm not here to tell you what you should do. I'm trying to give you just, some tips and tricks, what you can do. Because I don't have anything better to do at this point. Quarantine got me fucked up. It's okay for you to be scared. So if you're scared, fine. But if you're just going to sit on your ass and basically if you expect change to come down from the heaven not going to happen, reminding you. If you want to make something of yourself, you have the instinct of fear, but you also have the capacity to be brave. So maybe you want to be a braver person. Let's say you want to improve yourself on that. Go out, tackle shit that you're scared of. There you go, just took the first step.